Hey everyone, it's your health coach Lisa, and today it's day 5 for our theme this week of simple meals. So, the goal this week is to help those of you who don't love the planning and doing meal time, cooking, and all of that very much, but you need a little help just so that you can find it a tad bit more enjoyable and definitely less chaotic and crazy. So, let's review. This week we talked about the importance of having a plan. Absolutely key. It is the thing that makes the biggest difference in this process is that you have made a plan, you have gone to the grocery store, you now have everything that you need in your house to make the meal. I keep the meals up on my refrigerator. I don't assign them a day, and I just think, oh, what do I feel like today? And then I know that I have those ingredients and I know that I can make that meal easy. So that is the biggest portion of reducing the chaos. The second day we talked about having a source. So you can't make that plan if you don't have a place to get the ideas. So we talked about the internet, magazines, and cookbook. There may be other sources, good friends, things like that. And so I recommend having at least 4 sources that you can rely on, that you know that everything that you've ever made from them tastes good. Always look at the stars to see what the reviews were, because if it has 2 or 3 stars, don't do that one. So some people are not as comfortable trying to decide if a recipe is a good recipe, and the reviews and stars will help you. So then we talked about on day 3 taking it old. I might be day 4, but then we talked about taking your sources and going old school with it. And what I mean is sometimes we just can't decide what to do, what it's supposed to look like, how to do this, and it's okay to default to I'm going to have a protein, a starch, and a vegetable. Pick out your protein, decide what protein you want, meat or plant-based. Do a search on that, like easy black bean recipes. And then after you've picked your recipe, decide what vegetables, starches, etc. will go with it. Make a full plan, and you're done. Now all you have to do is go to the grocery store. You have them. It's ready to go. So we talked about the idea of that old school basic, right? Like 1950s, what to do. So today we want to take it up a notch. And it means that you're getting a little more comfortable in the kitchen, and you're deciding that you have what it takes to make a good, nutritious, and tasty meal. Food needs to taste good. Bringing back dinner is really all about that, about what happens at the table stays at the table. What happens at the table is a beautiful connection. And so you have the opportunity with friends and family to talk about your day, experience your emotions, to enjoy the meal before you, and make this be a beautiful space to be. And if it's just you, it can still be the beautiful space. Set aside the television, set aside the devices, maybe sit outside, change the environment. You don't have to sit at the dining room table. You can sit anywhere you want. Sometimes we will have dinner at our living room table, where we have a fireplace in front of it, and we'll sit down on the floor and just make it fun. So for you, if you're a single person there, just have a moment to enjoy it. This is a time where mindfulness can really come in, and think, how does this taste? How does it feel in my mouth? Who prepared the pieces for this meal? Where was the source? Were the farmers? Who are the people involved? And just enjoy the experience. Soak in the aromas, and then appreciate the work that you've put into this meal. Maybe think about adventures. There are little cards you can get with conversation starters, but you can use them for yourself as well. And you can use them in a group or a family as well, if you're kind of not used to the conversational aspect of dinner. But we want to bring people to the table and bring people to community. And we want you to enjoy the process. So taking it up a notch, as what I'm saying is, when you're looking for recipes, try to find one maybe that sounds a little more complicated. Or maybe there's a recipe you've always wanted to try, like beef bourguignon and something. And so maybe search easy beef bourguignon or simple beef bourguignon. And so adding words like easy, simple, 30-minute, you know, uh, family friendly are into your search can help narrow the searches down, and people have already done the work. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to decide how to take a Julia Child recipe and make it into a simple meal that you can do. Someone else has already done the work, and using these type of words in your search can help you find a way to make the meals that you want to try in the simple versions. As you get comfortable with doing the easy, simple versions, maybe you have a day off, or it's a Saturday or a time where you don't have anything going on and you think, I'm going to do it. Just try it and go for the big, scary recipe and just take it up a notch with it. Remember to love your spices. It can be easy to fall into a salt and pepper world, but there's so many spices out there. We have tons with shelves of spices in our house, and don't be afraid to use them and experiment with them. Purple Carrot is a meal service delivery a service that we've used. It's vegan, but the best thing about it is their sauces and their flavor combinations. And so you could poke around on their website and get some ideas. You could put purple carrot and pick a spice, and probably something will come up. They don't always show the recipes and how to do it, but they can give you an idea of how to use the spices. And really, that's a big portion of it. Finding a cookbook that you really, of someone you really admire, and then following some of their recipes repeatedly can help build confidence and help you up your game a little when it comes to just busting out the flavors and pulling off something bigger than you thought you can do. So we start with simple. We start with a plan. We make some simple meals, build some confidence, and then up your game a little bit. So I believe that you can do it. Pop your questions and comments into the comment section, and we can discuss it together. So your challenge for today is to come up with one up your game meal. It sounds like I'm not being nice, but you know what I mean. One meal that you just would love to be able to master, that you really enjoy, that you think is a little bit intimidating or a lot of bit intimidating, and that you want to break it down and make it so that it's something that you can do. And then you can pull that out anytime you need to. Maybe you're having special people over for dinner, and you can pull out this thing because you've now mastered it. So your challenge is to come up with your one up the game meal, and then I will see you tomorrow.